Everybody's Madmaxed again with another raid video. And I want to do a spotlight on Python. This is like a first look. I do not have him done out. I just pulled him during CVC for the CVC. I had him, about a week or so ago. I could have pulled him, but 30,000 points for the CVC tournament is really nice to have. As you notice, I haven't done his masteries. The skill are not booked yet, and he's only at level 43, but he has good gear on him and have enhanced the gear. And I want to explain why I built him the way I built him too. Okay. Now, if you notice, he with his skills, he only has one attack, and everything else is heals, it's revives like that. So he has an A1 attack. So I did not want to go in and make him heavy attack when he got this attack. One enemy 2 times. He healed the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of the champ's max HP. Now you'll notice when you get 3 books in him, that goes to 25%. So that's 5 times more heals than what he's getting right now. And right now he's pulling in 3,300, but it's each hit, so that's 6,000 something points. That's 6,600 points worth of heal. Now, but it's going to be 5 times that. So you're going to get about 35, and then when you add the other 5% for the masters, you're going to get about 35,000 heals on one person that has lost a lot of hit points. Whoever had the lowest hit point. So if you're in clan boss, this guy can sit down and heal whoever the stun target is back up really good. Now, he also has the ability to block the debuffs. So if you time this right in Clan Boss and you get his speed right, what he would do is he could block those poisons that he throws out, the decreased attacks, the slows when he hits those different colors, and then he could block the stun. So the only thing you're going to get is that big, huge AoE attack. That's one reason I've got this armor on him, I got stalwart gear on him because it's 30% less from those big AoE attacks. So, this would help keep him alive a lot better. But also, he has these tremendous heals that he will do to everybody. I mean, it's like when this thing is booked out, he removes all debuffs from all allies. That's the reason I really think it would be better, actually, in Clan Boss, if you time this out. It removes all of it. It adds the 2-turn debuff. And I think it would actually be better to let where you time it, where the debuffs on the colors actually stick and make him faster than everybody else. And that way so he's always the one that goes first when you time it out. Because then he's going to remove all of those debuffs and it's going to get another 5% heal. But also, once he's booked out, he removes all the debuffs and he heals by 10% of their max HP, which it goes to a 30% heal. So you're going to heal everybody back up by 30% from that attack. And then on top of that, you're going to get another 5% for moving that debuff. So you're getting 35% of their health back. And then you're placing that block debuff for the stun. And of course, for the big attack where he slams the ground, it's not going to do anything. But this is on a 3-turn cooldown. You could actually, keep this up 2 out of the 3 times where you could block all the debuffs. And you would have to play with it to find out which one is better. Is it better to remove it to get that extra 5% heals, or is it better just not to ever get it? The debuffs. So the next thing he does is he revives all dead allies with 50% HP and 50% turn meter, and he places a 25% strengthen buff on all allies for 2 turns. That is a really good revive. I mean, Arbiter doesn't revive that well by a long shot. Now, what she does, though, is when she revives, even though it's much lower hit points, then usually you've got the increased attack, which actually boosts up the HP, and she can get you back up to about 60, 50 or 60%, something like that, for your HP. And plus you got the increased attack, but you don't have the strengthen debuff on there. Now, allies receive 5% less damage from skills for each buff on them. Well, if you're in Hydra, you're in Clan Boss, you've probably got a lot of debuffs up, and that's probably going to be up 5%. You're probably going to have that 25% less damage all the time. That's huge in clan boss. Now, you increase the allied resist in all battles by 60%. That's that's the best resist I have seen for all battle ones it is. Now, like I said, where I would use him at, I mean, it would be clan balls, probably Hydra would be his two main things. Of course, he's going to work on you with Lizard faction wars really well. But now, when you sitting down talking about I can heal somebody up to, 35,000 hit points for an attacker, that's a huge heal. And it's every time he goes. I actually put a relentless set on him on a different account where I pulled him, where another alt account I had. So he would go 2 and 3 times. So, he would heal up maybe one and heal up another one. I mean, that could be an amazing amount of heals for everybody. Now, and those block debuffs, he's going to remove, like when you're in Hydra, unless you've got like 350 resist, you're going to get poisoned. And you get all those 4 poisons on everybody. Well, when he poisons everybody and you have him booked out, he's going to heal 30% of the hit point back. And then on top of that, for each debuff he removes, he gets another 5%. And you always have 4 poisons. So you're talking about 50% of a heal. That's a huge heal on the whole party at one time. And he also places a block debuff for the next 2 turns so you can't get poisoned again. And he's just an amazing champ for support. I mean, that's what he's there for. And that's why it's got support, even though he's an attack champ. And I would not build him with a lot of attack, even though he could probably do really well as far as the attack. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to run a campaign with him with garbage. And I'm going to show you how well this guy can do. Now, I can go in and I'm going to run 12-3, and it's going to take a little while because these guys, they have no armor, they have nothing on, there's nothing, they've done nothing to it. They're just something I pulled, just something to level up that I'm just going to let him carry through and level up with this. So they're going to die easily, of course, there's nothing to this. And they hit fair, I mean, these guys are hitting fairly hard for somebody that, that doesn't have anything on them. But they're green against green. He's red against green, so he's not going to attack as well because he's got that 30% reduction instead of that 30% bonus. That's a 60% difference. That's huge. But he's still doing 9K worth of damage. So that 60% extra on somebody that was the right color, he'd be doing 15, 16,000, even tanked out. So he hits fairly hard on that A1, as you'll notice. But, I didn't want to use him for that. If you'll notice, he's hardly taking any damage ever, even from the AoE attacks, the way I've got him. But he does, I mean, you look, he's all the time. Now, see, he just healed for 6,600 points. Got it back to full health. And see, he just healed this one back up. It was almost dead and it got back up. Of course, they don't have any hit points. They don't have any armor. They're just epics that I pulled just to level up. To just try this out to see how he does. And you notice, now that guy usually hits fairly hard. He's the wrong color orientation. And he barely did any damage. Then he just healed himself back up for 6,600 because he's the only one alive. And he's almost got full health the whole time this is going on. The way he is right now. I mean, he's tanked. I mean, I tanked him out as much as I could. I put a lot of defense on him because he's not going to do any good if he's dead. He's not going to be healing your party, and that's what you want. And I think, for Hydra and I think for Clan Boss, he could be an amazing champ just keeping your party alive. I don't need him right now. I have bad Alcazar. He poisons. He does those continuous heals all the time. And, so right now he's not high on my priority list because I already have a really great healer. and Bad L Gizzard. But now, if I did not have a healer, that like Bad L, see, I have Bad L with reflex gear on, so he sometimes he throws this malice twice in a row because it lowers the cooldown. So yeah, I get a lot of times I have those two 15% heals stacked up for 2 turns, and I'll get another one. So I've got like 60% heals from him. But most people don't have him, and they don't have a great healer. But this thing is a really, really great healer. And then plus with all those block debuffs, those revives, he can be excellent in both Hydra clan boss. He can make an amazing difference between you getting 10 or 15,000 points extra. As far, I mean, 10 or 15 million points extra in clan boss. Probably on Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare. And it's the difference between can I one key Ultra Nightmare, can I one key Nightmare, can I have 2 key Ultra Nightmare sometime? And it makes a big difference keeping everybody alive. The longer you stay alive, the more damage you're going to do because usually you only have only one great nuker in the party because everybody else needs to do the support to keep the team alive. So you go the 50 rounds or the 55 rounds. And I think he would actually get you a lot more rounds in clan boss. And this could be a great addition to your clan boss team. I know he'd be a great addition to your Hydra team. But guys, that's the video. I hope it helps you with the game. Thanks for watching. And like I said, please subscribe to the channel.